Computer. All right. Hey guys, welcome. My name is Natalie Nicole Sahutska. I am so excited to do this training for you guys based on Facebook groups. So this is going to be geared for social media. And even if you don't have a business, it could benefit you because Facebook groups are a powerful way to engage, empower, educate, and entertain people. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about how to brand yourself, how to start a group, and also what to put in the group, because I feel like sometimes we get these ideas and we're just like so excited and we want to do all these things, but it's like, okay, like how do we get the moving parts in motion? So a little bit about me. I guess I could just, give a quick intro. I've been in love with social media for over 10 years. I used to work in accounting and I would be on my phone playing on Instagram, kind of double teaming, my work. I'd be growing my network, building relationships, making new friends while I'd be getting paid to do my job. So that's kind of where the love and the obsession happened. I just felt it was a great tool to connect and to meet people. And I love that you don't have to be in person, right? And that was one of the biggest things with me is I loved social media. I loved posting. I loved sharing, my fitness journey back in the day. That's kind of how I grew my Instagram. But then when it came to connecting with people and to running businesses and doing all the, social media stuff, for me and entrepreneurship, I found that Facebook groups was the best way to train my team, to connect with people on a deeper level. And there's many ways that we can spin this, which I'm going to give you guys a couple different examples. You can use them for customer pages. You can use Facebook groups as resources for yourself to go and find new prospects and go and find new people that you're trying to connect with for business. Or you can just use it as a way to have an extension of your platform that you want to talk about more of the intimate stuff that you maybe like want to share, but you don't really want to share with the whole world in a public setting. So I have been running, I think, like 4 Facebook groups for the last like 3 years. I had multiple team pages, I had customer pages, and then I started doing my own branding style pages. My biggest group has over 1,000 members in it, which is like my lifelong career accomplishment. And a lot of that came from customers that were already, in my downline, in my organization over a course of 3 years. So some groups can grow very quickly, but some of them take time, and that's okay. So I'm going to meet you guys where you're at. I'm going to pretend you don't really know anything about it and just kind of give you a rundown of what I think is best as far as, making this a safe community place. And I see Sean's on here. We actually just launched his group, which I'm going to highlight in some of my slides. But it's just a great way to kind of, I don't know, do all the things that we want to do. And I don't know what it is about just Facebook groups, but it makes it easier to connect with people in this way. So let's dive right in. My alarm's going off. Okay. So why groups? Because they build connections and community. Think of it as like an extension of your personal Facebook page. It's more intimate, it's more personal. It allows you to connect on a deeper level. Another thing that I don't, always mention, but I feel like it's so important is that the algorithm is different. It'll notify your audience that's in that group when you make updates, like when you change your name. So if you're going to rebrand a page that you already have for like your new opportunity, that's totally okay. You can do that because it's actually good to rebrand and redo it because it's going to notify everyone that's already in it. Something else that's important is the algorithm is different. So Facebook only shows you like X amount of people's stuff and it filters and limits everything, as far as content wise. With Facebook groups, you're more likely to see everything that someone is posting. If the group is, small, if there's like 30,000 people in it, of course, it's going to be a little bit harder, to see everything, but you're going to get notified. You can make announcements in groups. So if I post something of like pure value or I'm announcing, a new product, launch or a training that I'm doing, depending on what type of group you have, you can highlight that by making it an announcement and then it's at the top of the page. So I love that feature. You can get organized in groups, you can do albums, you can do topics for posts where it kind of, gives everything like law and order. If you're super OCD organized like I am, it helps me kind of know what I'm doing in the group by adding the post topics. And on top of that, It allows you to just be you. I feel like when we're out in the public, like sometimes we're worried to be judged, but with groups, you can truly be who you want to be because it's a more intimate, private setting. So hopefully all that makes sense. But before you launch a group, you want to find your brand. And some of the questions I wrote down here that you can ask yourself and maybe even journal in as you're, taking notes. What makes you you? And you may have to ask someone because you may be like, I don't know, like I'm just me, right? Like, I don't know. But like if, I asked someone, they would probably say, I, am into fitness, I'm positive, I do a lot of, personal development, I read a lot of books. So that's kind of what makes me me. I'm a cat mom. I live in Florida. I just turned 30. So like, what are you? Are you a mom? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a business owner? Are you a wife? Are you someone that overcame, life tragedies? Like, did you lose a spouse? Did you overcome addiction? Did you, overcome toxic relationships? Like that's something else that I have a group for. So what are you good at doing? Are you good at coaching people? Are you a good listener? Are you just that cheerleader that kind of like hypes everyone up and, is that motivational plug that a lot of people are missing? How can you serve others? What value do you have to give others? When you start the group or you rebrand and change your group with the intention of helping others, you're going to get way more out of it than if it were just like, oh, how can I, make money from this? How can I serve myself? Or, how can I benefit myself? It's not about you, you guys. Remove the mindset that social media is for you and make it about other people and watch how you flourish. I no longer post with the intention of how can I selfishly post about myself today. I post with the intention of whose life, how many lives can I change today? How many lives can I impact today? And when you have that mindset, you're going to get blessed beyond measure, but it's just having that shift of, okay, I have to post for other people to keep them accountable. It's not only about me, but in return, you also are posting for you and keeping yourself accountable. So just make sure you have a pure intention with that. And you want to give people a reason to want to join your group. So what value are you going to offer? And this is what I'm going to go into next. So before that, though, you have to set the tone for the group. And this can be, looked at a couple different ways. So having a catchy title, making sure the group rules are filled out, an introduction, in the About Me section, having a cover photo. So I went to Canva, and that's how I designed mine. And if you've been working with me one-on-one, you know that I'll teach you Canva. I'll show you how to find your brand colors, how to find, the vibe. So mine is called In the Know with Natalie Nicole. If you guys want to go check it out, go for it. You can kind of see, what I talk about in there. And then this is my friend Sean's group, the Determined Society, and you can see what he wrote. He gave a vision of the group, what's going to come out of it. He made it a safe place to invite other people, which is key. You want your group public, so people invite people. And then you want to also set up the membership questions. Ask how they found the group. This is crucial because this gives you like a background knowledge of what you're doing right and where your audience is coming from. So I feel like with my recovery group, people find it in search because it has the name recovery in it. I was talking with a gal yesterday and we were talking about her group, adding the name, adding the title, in the title, adding mental health, because that's a trending word that people are looking up now. So whatever your brand is, try and think of a mainstream word that you can add to it. So mine has Natalie Nicole in my main group because I myself am branded. People know me by my name. So that's why I have that. So everyone's different. If you want to make it more of like an inspirational, hype group, you don't have to have your name like Sean's, the Determined Society. You can make it whatever you want. And if you want to bounce ideas with me or, your mentor or whoever you're working with, ask them, does this sound good? Would this catch your attention? Something else I recommend doing is searching other Facebook groups and seeing what's already out there. If there is one that is a little bit similar to yours, that's actually okay, because fun fact, when people search for that one, they're going to find yours. So I think that's good to have ones that are kind of, similar, but you also don't want it to be oversaturated. Like, I feel like there's so many just like health and wellness or like, don't brand the company, don't put your company name in it, make it just about you, because then you can do what you want with it. Moving right along. All right. So engaging your audience with questions. So this is something that I feel like we don't think to do, but it's so important because not only is this going to boost your algorithm in the group, so more people keep seeing your stuff in there. There is a little, algorithm that goes along with it, but it's a better one than if it were like on your public page. Okay. So fill in the blank. I aspire to become more blank this year. I had 16 comments in like 2 days. To me, that's pretty good. I didn't even comment back to people yet to like boost it again, but that's what I'm planning on doing after this is done. So this just gets people engaged, interactive in the habit of commenting. Another one is, let's say you are transitioning, you want to maybe ask your audience, what do they want more in here? Pick as many as you like. So Jenica posted health and wellness, savvy spending hacks, beauty tutorials, home and organization, motivation, inspiration. So get a feeler from your audience what they want, because ultimately the group, if you don't have people engaging in your group, you don't really have a group, right? Because it's all based on community and connection. Empower people with inspiration. So I do also have a Facebook coaching group that kind of took a back, it kind of went on the back burner recently, but I did announce this training in there just for the purposes of, this is a social media training. So even if you're not always utilizing every group that you have, it's okay, because at least it's established, right? And sometimes we go through different seasons, different waves of things. So in mine, I posted, hey, you, yes, you, this is about you too. The impact you make or on someone else's life may be silent, blah, blah, blah. So I'm trying to hype people up in that group to, keep going with social media, even if, they don't think someone is watching their stuff. Here, I just posted like a motivational quote in one of my groups. Never waste your time trying to explain yourself to those who are committed to misunderstanding you. Guard your energy. So that's for my addiction recovery group. I could have easily posted that on my personal Facebook page. So just see that there's different styles. It doesn't have to be just like value and, quotes and inspirational stuff. It can literally be whatever you want it to be. But don't overthink it is what I'm getting at. You can literally post quotes and it can be that simple, and 47 people seen it, 14 engaged, and 3 comments. So it's still getting the momentum of the group built, which is what you want to do in the beginning as you're trying to launch one. So here's one of Sean's posts. He wrote, being on the road doesn't mean you have to stray from your routine. Discipline is key to progress and integrity. Time to get to work. And then he, posted a selfie in the gym because he is that motivational life coach in his group. So this is on brand for him. So kind of different concepts, but all in the same. Okay, so educating by providing value. So Sarah has a group, Olive Branch Beauty and Wellness, I believe it's called, and she did two different styles of educating people by providing value. So I wanted to show you guys the difference: product post versus non-product post. Okay, so if you are in the shop club industry with us, you know that we have a spray that can do that to vegetables, okay? Never does she mention that she's trying to sell the product, that you can buy it from her, that it's called Tough and Tender. Like, she literally just posted the before and afters and says, did you know that produce often has a waxy coating? So she's educating people by telling them that, look, like, this is what's on your fruits and veggies, like, make sure you take care of it and wash it. And then she just says that our spray is made from essential oils. That's it. Do you guys see how curiosity marketing that is? How mystery marketing that is? Like, there's no product picture, there's no plug on pricing, website, buy now, 2 spots left, none of that. It's literally just showing the before and afters, okay? And then on the other side, Mom Hack Monday. So she's branding herself with Mom Hack Monday, which is incredible. And then she's showing how when they were traveling, she made a little makeshift bedroom for her daughter. Okay, 51 likes, you guys, on that, and it has nothing to do with her business, nothing to do with her making money off of that. She's simply just trying to help other moms. And she told me on another training that she gets a lot of these ideas from Pinterest. Go to Pinterest, search mom hacks, and then you'll find ideas or real life examples. Like, she used this as a real life example when she was traveling. So when you think of stuff, like when you're cleaning, when you're doing things, if that's your brand, then just try and think, how could I help someone else? Or if you learn something, pay it forward and teach someone else. So a couple different examples there. Okay. Entertaining with funny, relevant content. So I posted these in my groups, 2 different groups, 2 different brands. Thought this was funny, wanted to share with y'all. I shared someone else's post in here, and that's okay to do. I feel like I share a lot of other people's posts in my non-business groups, because then they will see, oh, where did Natalie share this to in her group? And then it just adds, a different dynamic, and it makes it more inviting for other people to share stuff into the group as well. So stop being afraid to promote your business. Macy sent me 20 texts this week, and that is my business social media focus group. So that was on brand for that. Okay. Then on the right side, in the know with Natalie Nicole, I posted something on Valentine's Day. What's the wrong gift to buy a woman on Valentine's Day? It was just a meme, and that's on brand because I talk about finance advice in there. I talk about shop club and ordering online, so that fit that brand, and people were laughing, and that is the point. You just want to make them laugh. So you can do a mixture of all of these, or you can just keep it strictly educational, strictly entertainment. But for the most part, I like to, mix it up because not everyone is going to need to learn stuff. Not everyone's going to need your inspiration, but maybe they need a laugh that day. And when you make them laugh, people remember how you make them feel. And then they're going to, feel good about being in that group. They're going to feel good about you and what you're posting because of the value that you offered. Okay, but now what? Launching and earning. So here are some tips that I wrote down. Post several times first. So you want to load up your group with value before launching it. Let's say you're in transition. That's okay. You don't have to have your name picked out yet. You don't have to have your cover photo. Just start getting the engagement back going. So I revived my group in the know from the dead. I didn't post in it for like over a year or 2 years, and I just slowly started posting again in it every day, and then multiple times a day. And you can schedule your posts. So if you're busy and you're like, I don't have time to do that, yes, you do. Block out your time, spend an hour, 2 hours finding content, typing it up, and then scheduling it for the week ahead of time. Like this week, I had 6 or 10 posts that just popped off at random times in my group, and I wasn't doing it. It was just scheduled, which is a nice feature of groups versus personal pages where you can't do that. Share the group vision, cross promote, and invite. So if you aren't talking about your group, if you're not inviting people, it's never going to grow. So shout it out on your stories, make a post about it on your personal page saying, you're starting a new community who would like, help with blah, 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 whatever your topic is. And talk about it on Instagram, talk about it on your other, sorry, I just had a pop up. Why is this paused? Resume share. Okay. Talk about it on other platforms, invite your team, invite your customers. I don't always ask everyone if they want to be invited because I have relationships built with them already. So I don't recommend adding a new friend on Facebook and then immediately adding them to your group. That is spammy. We don't do that. But if you start talking to them, if they order from you, if they are on your team, obviously it's okay to send them an invite because they probably want to be included. And that shows that you kind of like are looking out for them and that you care about them because you're adding them. So I personally invite some of my suggested people. There will be a space that it says that, and it's okay to kind of invite 5-10 of your friends that are going to accept it and want to be in it. Okay, it's the new people. So if you just add someone, don't just automatically invite them. That's not going to work. Applaud people for engaging. So reply back to every comment. I feel like this is neglected oftentimes because we're just like, oh, it's just I post and then people go MIA from their social media. You guys, if you don't reply back to the 2 people that comment, what makes you think you're going to get more comments? You have to put in the good deed. You have to make them feel excited and rewarded and welcomed and happy that they're showing you love. They don't have to comment in your group. There's a million other groups that they're probably in. So same applies for public pages. I feel like this is something that Gary Vee always talks about. He's like, if you're not going to show love to the people that are already commenting, what makes you think you're going to get more, right? If you can't keep up with 2 comments, are you going to keep up with 20, 200 comments? Probably not. So make sure you do applaud them for engaging in your group. You can even shout them out for inviting friends. So eventually your groups are so cool. They just have so many other features. It'll tell you who your top contributors are, your top fans basically. And they can earn badges for interacting and stuff. And what happens is it'll give you a list of this person engaged and commented, 100 times. This person commented 20 times. I used to take a screenshot of that and then I would post it and be like, congrats to our top contributors, so excited for you. Or you can just shout them out, make a simple post and say, thanks, Sean, for inviting 10 people in my group. You know, your support means the world to me, something like that. And be consistent. It takes time. So launching groups, getting momentum going, and getting into your own flow of figuring out what you want to do with it. It's no different than your regular social media. It's going to take time. You may not know, you know, what people want. Ask questions, and just offer a place for feedback. So I like to, you know, ask some of my friends and family, or even just do like your own audit, your own assessment, where you kind of like take a step back and you're like, okay, like what am I doing in this group? What can I improve? What's getting the most engagement? What is getting ignored? And then you can even like delete those posts if you want. And I like to look at the photos section of my group, and I like to go through and look for a nice like blended engagement versus selling type of dynamic. So you don't want product post, before and after, product pitch. You don't want it to look salesy or spammy. You want it to just be value, like I said before, with the entertaining, educating, all that stuff. So I will go look through my photos, and I guess I can just show you guys on here. And this is for if you would be, you know, dripping product posts in your page, or, you know, service posts, whatever you're selling, offering. You want to make sure that there is a nice mixture, because if you are just trying to sell in your group, people are going to feel that, they're going to know that, and then they're not going to engage. And I've seen that happen where clients come to me and they're like, I'm not getting any feedback, my group's kind of dead. Okay, well, what are you doing in there? Oh, well, I'm posting a lot from the company. Okay, well, that's why. Like you need to fluff it up and add some fillers. So here's an example of mine. Can you guys see that? Hopefully. So before and after, quote from Instagram, funny quote from Pinterest, then there's some product posts, then there's a product from Publix, my grocery store, then there's a price comparison, then there's like an engagement post where I said, you know, which one would you choose? So just a wide variety. It's not just like, buy this product, this is what this product does, this is how I could help you make money. Like, it's not salesy or spammy. It's literally just a mixture. And like I said, if you guys want to see it, send an invite to my group, and then you guys will be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. But that's pretty much it, you guys. I know this was a quick, easy training, but the more you think about it, the less time you are investing in actually doing. So I challenge you guys right now to start brainstorming a group name. If you don't have one yet, throw them in the chat. You know, if you need help with your brand, I can answer some questions now. And or you can private message me on Facebook if you're, you know, stuck and you need some more help. But ultimately, you just have to put in the action. You have to get to work. So don't get caught up on the name too much. Don't get caught up on the branding colors. Just start thinking of content and set a goal. So how I like to coach and mentor is, if you're thinking of this now, what's today? Today is Friday. Start over the weekend, you know, getting all the pieces in motion, going to Canva, finding your cover photo, create the group tonight. And the name can't be changed for 28 days. So keep that in mind. Once you pick a name, you're kind of stuck with it. And then launch it Monday. Mondays are great days to launch. So if you're watching this on the live, that would be a good goal to set. And then there was a question that we got earlier. Let me find it. If anyone needs to unmute, I just changed it. You guys can unmute if you have a question. Okay, so a question from the chat earlier was, would love for you to discuss ways to start dripping product posts within the group and best practices to keep people engaged to a point where they constantly add value and new members to the group. So for that, it's like a two-parter. So dripping product posts, I would do it very subtle, maybe like once a week in the beginning, once a week. And also you want to make it so nonchalant, but also on brand. So if your group is about motivation, inspiration, maybe talk about one of the energy products to help give you focus, and say, you know, in your video, if you're going live in there, maybe just like have your, you know, your energy shot and just be like, hang on, you guys, like, I need this. Like, I'm so tired. You know, the kids kept me up. Blah, 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 gulp, gulp, gulp. And then you just go right back into what you were saying. So you kind of just like shamelessly plug it in. Like, you're not really like talking about, oh, this is my product and do you want to try it? No, you're just saying, hang on, I need to take this, take it on camera, and then go into your video and talk about what you're talking about. And same thing with posts. Like, I did not do a product post for 2 weeks. I think before I relaunched my group and started, dripping the products in. It was just random value and just sharing tips and beauty hacks and, whatever your brand is, just share those filler posts, I like to say. So go to Pinterest and just type in whatever your brand is and find fillers that you can, incorporate, and just literally you're just copying from Pinterest and putting it in your group. You don't have to come up with organic content. Yes, it helps and you do want some of it, but for the sake of, time and experience, if you don't really know what to do, just pour quotes. Like everyone will tell you, like such a huge quote person. That's my love language, words of affirmation, and people love to read them. If they're surrounded by toxicity and negativity and news and all this, life stuff, maybe your quote literally changes their day. You never know. So, best practices to keep people engaged to a point where they constantly add value. I think praising people for contributing, like I said before, is going to help. Also, just doing what you're doing and just, constantly posting in there, just keeping the momentum going. And then maybe also asking other people to share content in there. I know I've opened up my sobriety support group and I'm like, hey, if you want to, pour in your testimony, like go for it, share your testimony. So just telling them that they can do it, telling them to invite people. People need to be told what to do sometimes. So I think just offering them that safe space, which I know you did, Sean, is gonna it's happening organically on its own. So just keep that going, praise them, ask them to do it more. If you know someone in there goes live, like on their personal page, ask them to go live in your page. So it just depends on the dynamic of your group. But I think just ultimately inviting them to do so is going to get you the return that you want. So, all right, you guys, that's pretty much it. Hopefully this helped you. Does anyone have any questions? No, if not, then that's all, you guys. Thanks so much for hopping on. See you next time. Bye.